So let's go through modeling with algebra. Like we said before, we're going to read this. We're going to read it over once and then start to put the information together. Mr. Skivington operates a variety store with his two sons, Jerry and Coco. Okay? They've told us three important pieces of information. Jerry makes twice as much as Coco, who only works part-time. Mr. Skivington makes $200 per week more than Jerry, and the total weekly payroll is $1,450. How much does each family member make? Okay. So we're going to set up some let statements. We'll say let M equal Mr. Skivington, or Mr. S. Let J equal Jerry. And let K equal Coco. So, the very last bullet statement, we are going to set up an equation for. Because it's payroll, we need to add together the amount of money they all make. Okay? So, in other words, we have to add what Mr. S makes, plus what Jerry makes, plus what Coco makes, to be the total. We'll call it, no, I won't call it TP. Call it total payroll. We're going to represent these all with our variables. M, Jerry is J, and Coco is K. And the total payroll is $1,450. Now, our goal, excuse me, is to get all of the variables in this equation to be the same variable. So in other words, I want them all to be either M, all of them to be J, or all of them to be K. Depending on our other variables or our other equations, we're going to choose what to set it equal to after. Okay? The goal is we'll have to set it equal to M and J, but we want them in reference to maybe K or J or M. Okay? Which might seem confusing, but let's set up the other two. So our second equation here, call this equation 1. Equation 2, Mr. Skivington makes $200 more than Jerry a week. So M is equal to Jerry plus $200. Okay? So Jerry's pay plus $200 is equal to Mr. Skivington's. And our third equation says that Jerry makes twice as much as Coco does. So Jerry is equal to 2K. So, this is what we're going to do to figure out this information here. First off, if we look in this equation, we're going to focus on equation 1. This is what we want to plug all of our information in. J, we have what J is equal to. It says J is equal to 2K, which would be great because I already have a K. And if I can replace this J with 2K, then I'll have two variables that are the same in this equation. Okay? So let's go about it that way. We know J is equal to 2K, so we're going to replace the J in equation 1 with our 2K. It's going to go in place of K. So, equation 1 again, we have M plus, and instead of writing J in, we're going to write in 2K plus K equals 1,450. Good. So we've now have two variables that are the same. The next step, we want to replace the M so that it's eventually in reference to the letter K. The problem is, in this equation, it's set equal to J plus 200. That's fine. Let's do this one step at a time. And I'm just going to go forward a little from here. We know that we can replace J with a variable of K. So let's replace the M in this equation. We're going to replace the M in this equation with what M is equal to in our so-called equation 2. Now we'll put it in blue brackets, okay? So this M is going to be replaced with J plus 200. So still equation 1 again, but this time we replace the letter M with J plus 200 plus 2K plus K equals 1,450. Great. Only problem is I still have a j variable. What can I do to turn that into a k? You want everything to be the same variable to solve it. That's right. We know that j is equal to 2k. So we can replace this j again with 2k. So when we go to do that, still equation 1. Okay. And these brackets, just to make it, these brackets are not very important. If we were talking about distributive property, we'd say it's just a value of 1 in front. It keeps everything the same. So we can essentially drop these brackets. Okay, you know what? I'll do that in the next step. So really we have j plus 200 plus 2k plus k equals 1,450. Okay. Again, we need to get j in a term of k. And we already know that I can replace j with 2k. I should have chose letters that are a little less rhyming. That's okay. So let's replace j with our 2k. So still equation 1 again. This time it's 2k plus 200 plus 2k plus k is equal to 1,450. So, this is important. We've now turned this equation all in reference of the same variable, which is fine because we can isolate for this variable now. We need to collect all of our like terms, which is what we've been practicing. Our like terms for our constants are 200 and 1,450. And our like terms for the variable are all of our k's. Okay. So when we go to put them all together, what is 2k plus 2k plus k? 5k. Okay? And in the very same step, I would like to move 200 to the other side. It'll become subtract. So we have 1,450 minus 200. No, it won't be cubed because we're not multiplying. Okay? Because it's addition, we're adding the coefficients, the value in front. If I was multiplying, then we would add the exponents. Okay? So keep that in mind. What is 1450 minus perfect 1250? So we have 1250 is equal to 5k. And how do we isolate for k? That's right. To move that 5 over, it needs to be divided. Okay. So what is 1250 divided by 5? What is it? 3? 250, yes. So 250. So we've now isolated for k. That's nice, but it hasn't answered our question yet. The question was, how much money does everybody make? So we don't have to do everything again, but we have a very important piece of information. What does K stand for? Cocoa. How much money does cocoa make? 250. Great. Let's go back to our original equations now. 1, 2, and 3. Now that we know how much cocoa makes, can we solve for how much Jerry makes? Yes. So let's do that. Let's go into equation 3. Okay, so I've numbered them to keep it organized. Equation 3 said Jerry was equal to 2 times Coco's pay. So what do we need to do here? We need to replace K with what value? That's right. We plug in 250. So Jerry is equal to 2 times 250. How much does Jerry make? $500. Great. Now that we know how much Jerry makes, can we figure out how much Mr. Skivington makes? Let's go back up. That's right. We can replace in equation 2 Jerry's pay. So let's go down. Equation 2 said that Mr. Skivington made what Jerry makes plus $200. So let's replace Jerry's pay with $500. Mr. Skivington makes 500 plus 200. How much does Mr. Skivington make? Okay, now, Mr. S. I want you guys to do this. This is very important. We need to check. I want to check that this is right. When we add them all together, what should it equal? That's right, the whole payroll. Remember, the total payroll is $1,450. So, let's check this. 0, 5, and 2. 7 is 14. Does it work? Yes. Our check works. Excellent. Very long question, though.